Welcome into this beautiful poker room. Grab yourself a drink and perch yourself up on the rail as we talk some Wingman Poker. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome on into this edition of Wingman Poker Presents On the Rail. I am your host, Michael Furley, and I would like to thank you all so very much for watching this show. In this show, we will be going over Wingman Poker Tournament number 4 of the 2024 season. So pour your favorite drink, grab a snack, nestle in, and join me on the rail. All right, Railbirds, so I don't know how this happened, but this channel has gotten way closer to the mainstream feeds of many poker channels that are out there on YouTube. For those just happening by, I'd like to say to you, welcome. We are a new channel here that is chronicling the status of the Wingman Poker League. This is a low-stakes tournament-style league. You could consider this a short-ish stack, turbo-ish style game where we start out with $1,500 worth of chips. Plus, there are opportunities to earn incentive-based bonuses and add-ons in increments of $250 in chips. So our blind levels do increase every 20 minutes, and we do allow one rebuy within the first hour of play. Our rebuys are at full price, but you only get 1,250 chips back in chips to so it doesn't give a big advantage to those rebuying. As for the field, we have players ranging from all ages, from their early 20s to their mid-70s. We have players who play once a month to players who play every week, from home games to charity events to poker rooms and casinos. Our season has seven regular season tournaments, followed by the WPL Championship Invitational that takes place in mid-October. All right, guys, it is now time to recap tournament number 4 of the 2024 Wingman Poker League. In this tournament, we had 13 players, and all 13 players did our SVP, earning themselves a nice $250 chip bonus. And we had a great surprise as Keith A., a.k.a. Bernie the Bounty Hunter, was able to join us back at the tables as he was visiting from out of state. And it was great to see the Bounty Hunter once again. So with all the buy-ins and add-ons, and before any rebuys may take place, our initial chips on the table were totaling $22,750 in total chips. And with the 13-player field, we were going to have 3 payouts this time around, as first place could take home $130, second place could earn $78, and third place could take home $52. Of course, those prizes could increase pending the number of rebuys. Also, just for information, we do take $1 out of all the buy-ins and rebuys and put that toward our bad beat jackpot. So after tournament number 3, the bad beat jackpot increased to $81. And with the 13 players that sat down for table 4, that meant that our bad beat jackpot increased to $94 before the cards even hit the felt. All right, guys, for those poker addicts, it is now time to get into our poker hands. In part 1, I've highlighted approximately 10 hands from the early part of the last tournament, tournament number 4, for your viewing and scouting pleasure. All right, guys, let's get into the poker. All right, let's take a look at our players' lineups tonight. Over on table A, in seat 1, we have Diane W., the mother of dragons. In seat 2, we have Gary K., a.k.a. the Margarita Man. In seat 3, we have KDM, the Murder Hornet. In seat 4, we have Reggie O., the Wall. In seat 5, we have Jurassic Jordan. In seat 6, we have the Scorpion King. In seat 7, we have Gerhard W.R., winner of the last tournament, tournament number 3, the Austrian Assassin. Let's take a look at our players over on table B. In seat 1, we have Scott H., a.k.a. Mr. 300. In seat 2, we have Stephen S., the Doomslayer. In seat 3, we have Keith A., a.k.a. Bernie the Bounty Hunter. In seat 4, we have Michael F., Amazing Spidey. And in seat 5, we have Alicia M., the Scorpion Queen. And in seat 6, we have Patty K., a.k.a. Patty DeVille.
Let's get ready to shuffle. Shuffle up and deal.
All right, we are going to start over here on table A. This is the very first hand of the tournament. Our blinds are $25.50. Our dealer is on the bottom left. That is the Mother of Dragons. Small blind is the Margarita Man. Big blind is the Murder Hornet on the top left of the board. First to act will be Reggie O. The Wall on the top right. He quickly folds over Jurassic Jordan on the right, top right corner. He too folds over to the Scorpion King, who looks down at a pair of sevens to start off the night. He makes the call, and it's over to the Austrian Assassin looking down at a Queen Jack offsuit. He too makes the call. Our Mother Dragons folds, and our small blind, the Margarita Man, fills it up, while the Murder Hornet looks down at a Jack 4 suited of spades, and she checks her big blind. The flop comes out 3-4 Jack. Oh, the Murder Hornet hits 2 pair on the flop, but she's going to check it. She's going to slow play this 2 pair. It's going to get over to the Scorpion King, and he is going to bet 100 and a quick call from the Austrian Assassin as he has top pair of jacks, a fold from the Margarita Man, and then a call from the Murder Hornet. So we have 2 pair for the Murder Hornet, top pair for the Austrian Assassin, and a middle pair of sevens for the Scorpion King. Once again, the Murder Hornet's going to check this one. And the Scorpion King leads out again with 100 over to the Austrian Assassin, who still has top pair of jacks with a very strong kicker. He's got a backdoor flush draw if he needs it. He makes the call, as does the Murder Hornet, over to the river. A 5 of spades comes out. Oh, this gives the Scorpion King a 7-high straight. He went from the worst hand to the best hand as the Murder Hornet let him keep getting cards for free. And he hit it. She checks once more. A bet from the Scorpion King, who now has the straight to the 7. He makes a bet of 100. The Austrian Assassin still has top pair, did not get his flush. He makes the call over to the Murder Hornet, who now has to think about this as she went from the strongest hand she got out there to who knows with a straight draw and a flush draw. Can't get away from this though. 2 pair. She is going to make the call. The pot's up to 1,100. They're going to flip them over, and the pair of sevens becomes a 7-high straight. The Murder Hornet is going to be kicking herself for letting these hands go for cheap. A tough way to start for the Murder Hornet. A nice catch on the river for the Scorpion King, and a pot of 1,100 will shift over to the Scorpion King. All right, we move over to table B. The blinds have already increased to 50 and 100. Our dealer is Bernie the Bounty Hunter on the top left of the board. Small blind is Amazing Spidey on the top right, and first to act, or big blind, is the Scorpion Queen on the right end. And first act will be Patty DeVille, who looks down at a suited ace jack of diamonds, and she's going all in right off the bat. It's going to be 325 more. A 325 total for her to go all in. We have a fold from Mr. 300, a fold from the Doomslayer on the left end. Now it is over to Bernie the Bounty Hunter, our dealer. So Patty DeVille is pretty low stack pretty early. Remember, we started with 1,500 in chips.
We had been getting a lot of sevens, so I throw that one away. You said 375? Yep. 325.
It's 325 to make the call. The Bernie the Bounty Hunter is counting chips. He does make the call over to Amazing Spidey, who was the small blind. He's going to let that slide. Over to our big blind, the Scorpion Queen. She has an ace-8 offsuited, ace of hearts, 8 of diamonds. She does make the call, so we have a pot of 1025 in front of Patty DeVille. Here comes the flop. Jack of clubs, 5 of hearts, ace of clubs. Oh, Patty DeVille flops 2 pair, aces and jacks, while the Scorpion Queen flops top pair. This is very similar to our last hand on table A, although there's no more betting to be had here from our player who flopped 2 pair. We have a bet of 500 for the Scorpion Queen, which gets Bernie the Bounty Hunter out of the hand. So we have 2 players in this hand. No more betting. They flip over the cards. Ace Jack versus Ace 8. Another jack comes out, full house, jacks over aces. A huge pot, or a huge hand for Patty DeVille, and she is going to triple up and stay alive as she gets 1025 raked over into her chip stack. Great hand to go all in with, and it kept getting better and better. We stay at table B once again. Our blinds are still at 50 and 100. The dealer is now the Scorpion Queen on the right end of the table. Small blind is Patty DeVille on the bottom right. Big blind is Mr. 300 on the bottom left. First to act will be the Doomslayer. So our dealer is a little slow right now because we have a harrowing story being told by our dealer, the Scorpion Queen. So we're all entrenched in the details of the story, and the deal is just going to take be secondary this time, but we'll get there. When the deal finishes around, it will be the Doomslayer first to act on the left end of the table. The Doomslayer makes the call. Bernie the Bounty Hunter will fold over to Amazing Spidey, looks down at a suited 7-10 of diamonds. He too makes the call. Over to the Scorpion Queen, our dealer on the right end. She is going to fold. It's going to be a little delayed as she's still telling her story. So she folds, and Patty DeVille is looking to fill up her small blind. She does it right there. Our pot is up to 400. 4 players going to the flop as our big blind, Mr. 300, looks down at a 10-6 suited of clubs. He checks the big blind. The flop comes out 9-4-7. Amazing Spidey hits middle pair of sevens. Backdoor straight draw for both of our players of Amazing Spidey and Mr. 300.
Wait, black racers aren't.
No, they're
So water moccasins are.
Yes.
And water moccasins are black.
They are, but there's you can tell.
Actually, Spidey cannot catch a straight here, I don't think.
They have a point.
Oh, no, he can. 8-6. He can do it.
And they're fat. They're like really round and
Water
like
moccasins?
yeah, it's short.
And the best way to say, look at
I call.
All right, so we have a lead out bet.
if they have a round face, typically they're not faces.
It checked around to Amazing Spidey, who let out a bet, and we have a call from Mr. 300. The turn is a 5, opening the door to an even bigger straight draw for Mr. 300 as he went from a gut shot only to an open ender. So he has 4, 5, 6, 7. An 8 or a 3 will give him a straight.
I doubt that snake would have tried to find that.
We have a bet of 300 from Amazing Spidey and a call from Mr. 300. The ace of clubs comes out, so the straight will not be realized. They're going to check this one down as neither player has a strong hand, but the pair of sevens will be good enough. And Amazing Spidey takes a solid pot of 1550.
You always seem to up bet whenever you go to it and you don't have top pair.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And Mr. 300 lets Amazing Spidey know that he had the read on him the whole time, but he did not get a straight. All right, back over to table A now. Our dealer, once again, is the Mother of Dragons on the bottom left of the board. Small blinds, the Margarita Man. Big blind is the Murder Hornet. And first to act will be Reggie O, a.k.a. The Wall, on the top right of the board with the Pink Floyd bounty disc. He folds over to Jurassic Jordan, looks down at a King 10 offsuit, King of Diamonds, 10 of Hearts. Scorpion King folds, as does the Austrian Assassin. We have a call from the Mother of Dragons as our small blind fills it up and our big blind checks. So we have 400 in the pot with 4 players going to the flop. Here comes the flop. It is Jack 3-6, all diamonds. We have a check from the Margarita Man, a check from the Murder Hornet, a checks all the way around. A 4th diamond comes out, giving the Murder Hornet a flush draw, Jack high flush, but Jurassic Jordan's got a King high flush. This time, the Murder Hornet leads out with 100. A feeler bet just to see who might catch some diamonds. If she sees that she has someone on the hook here as Jurassic Jordan calls the 100. A fold from the Mother of Dragons and the Margarita Man. So we have 2 players alive. Both have flushes. A 5th diamond on the board. So now the Murder Hornet's got to worry about 3 diamonds. The Queen, King, or Ace. She is up against the Ace. She leads out with 100. We have a raise of 200 from Jurassic Jordan, and then a call from the Murder Hornet, and she shows him his 10 of diamonds, but it's not going to be good enough as the Queen of Diamonds makes the higher flush for Jurassic Jordan.
Diamonds everywhere. What the hell?
The Murder Hornet keeps getting made hands, but they're not good enough. All right, we stay at table A. Our dealer now is Reggie O, The Wall on the top right. Small blind, Jurassic Jordan. Big blind is the Scorpion King. First to act will be the Austrian Assassin on the bottom right of the board.
1 minute remaining.
He folds over to the Mother of Dragons. She folds over to the Margarita Man, who looks down at 2 aces. Ace of clubs and ace of spades. The black aces are going to lead out with a raised bet of 200 over to the Murder Hornet, who gets out of the way. The wall's going to make the call as he puts in 200. A fold from our small blind Jurassic Jordan and a check from our big blind, the Scorpion King, who has a suited Jack 10 of clubs. The flop comes out 9, 7, 10. So we have a pair of 10s for the Scorpion King and a gut shot straight draw. He's going to need an 8 to improve, but he does have the top pair on the board. So he leads out with a bet of 450. Oh, and it's raised to 800 by the Margarita Man, who's got his pair of aces. We have a fold from the wall, and we have an all-in raise. An all-in raise from the Scorpion King. Our pot is now up to 30.75. You think this would be a snap call? I think it is mentally. I think he's just trying to count out the chips, make sure he has enough to cover. I mean, there is a straight out there you got to be worried about, but I mean... All right, so he makes a call. Our pot's up to 3,900. Again, they're just double checking that he has the right amount of chips in there. This would appear like a slow roll, but they just want to make sure they have the count right before he flips them. Priorities: chips first, then cards. He does have the right amount in, so the pot is 3,900. The Scorpion King has all of his chips in the middle of the table as the Margarita Man has him covered, shows the pair of aces. He's going to need an 8. The 8 does not come. He would need runner clubs. Those did not come as well. So the pair of aces hold on. A huge pot of 3,900. The Scorpion King is our first to rebuy, so he gets the donkey bounty disc. If he's going to want to stay and play, he's going to have to pay as he goes to the ATM to rebuy to stay alive. So that is the Scorpion King still on the right end of the table, but he has the secondary bounty disc, and as is tradition at Wingman Poker, the first player to rebuy gets the donkey bounty disc for their secondary bounty disc. Our dealer is Jurassic Jordan on the top right corner. Small blind is the Scorpion King. Big blind is the Austrian Assassin. First to act will be the Mother of Dragons. Our blinds are now up to 75-150. She folds, as does the Margarita Man. Over to the Murder Hornet, looking down at an amazing hand of Ace-10 suited of diamonds. And she's simply going to make the call. Over to the wall, looking down at a suited King 5 of clubs. He too makes the call. Jurassic Jordan folds. Our small blind fills it up. And our big blind will check. So we've got 4 players going to the flop. Flop goes out Queen, Jack, King. Oh, the Murder Hornet flops an ace high straight. An ace high straight. Can't get any better than that on the flop. We do have a top pair, however, from the wall, and we have middle pair from the Austrian Assassin. So all players have made a hand. We have an ace high straight, a pair of kings versus a pair of queens. How is this going to unfold? First to act will be the Austrian Assassin. He checks it over to the Murder Hornet, who leads out with a $300 bet. That's a min raise. Not enough to scare away the pair of kings, the top pair. Reggie O, a.k.a. The Wall, makes the call. Now it's over to the Austrian Assassin, who is behind. He is third right now with his second pair. He is the only one who has a spade in his hand, however, and there are 2 spades on the board. We have a fold from the Scorpion King. Now it is to the Austrian Assassin, who has second pair and a backdoor flush draw. He is all in. So he is all in. So we have a call from the Murder Hornet. The pot's of the 2150. And another call from the wall. Pots of the 2475. All that can be won by all three players. There are two players still alive, so all the remaining bets will now go into the side pot. So our main pot is 2475. Here comes the turn. It is a 2 of spades. This just makes the spade draw even stronger for the Austrian Assassin, but the wall is still looking good with top pair, but he can't compete with the ace high straight from the Murder Hornet. First to act will be the Murder Hornet, as she's the first one who can bet. She puts the rest of her chips in at 100 to go all in. A quick call from the wall. So now our main pot, our total pot is 2675. Main pot is 2475. Side pot is 200. Here comes the river. The 9 of spades comes out. Oh, the Austrian Assassin river donkeys this one. He was behind the whole time, but he gets the 5th spade on the river to take this one down. He survives the all-in. Oh my goodness. The Murder Hornet does get the side pot, but that was only worth 200. Oh, what a lucky catch by the Austrian Assassin. And another devastating hand for the Murder Hornet. This is just unbelievable for the Murder Hornet. We are going to go back over to table B, however. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for Katie. Our dealer is Amazing Spidey over here on table B. Small blind is the Scorpion Queen. Big blind is Patty DeVille. First act will be Mr. 300, who makes the call, as does the Doomslayer, who looks down at an ace, queen, suited of clubs. Bernie the Bounty Hunter folds, and we have a raise from our dealer, Amazing Spidey, who looks down at pair of jacks. We have a fold from the Scorpion Queen, a fold from Patty DeVille, and a call from Mr. 300, and a call from...
Oh, that's right. That's total.
Actually, we're going to have a raise here from the Doomslayer. He's going to put in the rest of his chips.
4, 50, or 5. 125.
So it's going to be 125 more to make the call. We have an all-in from the Doomslayer. We have a main pot of 1725. All three players can win this. The rest of the betting will go into the side pot. The flop comes out 3, king, 2. So we have an overcard, but no one's hit their card. The pair of jacks is still good. We have a backdoor straight draw, a strong flush draw, as there are 2 clubs on the board, 2 clubs in the hand of the Doomslayer. So he is looking good, as he has 2 overcards and just needs a club. Here comes the turn. A queen comes out, so now he has a higher pair than the jacks, a pair of queens, and he still has his flush draw. Both of our other players keep checking. The ace comes out, so now the Doomslayer has 2 pair, aces and queens. Our other 2 players check, as the jacks had 3 overcards on top. He wasn't going to get this one to hold up. The Doomslayer triples up, getting 1725 over his way. Nice hand by the Doomslayer. I have to say, most of these people going all in are getting 2 pair or full houses. It's amazing. All right, we go back to table A. Our dealer is the Austrian Assassin. Small blind is the Mother of Dragons, and big blind's the Margarita Man. We have the Murder Hornet, who is devastated by that last hand, is going to go all in with her last 200. She looks down at a Jack 10 offsuit. The wall folds, as does Jurassic Jordan. Over to the Scorpion King. He lays it down. Back to our dealer, the Austrian Assassin, who just won a big pot and is looking down at Ace Jack. He is going to make the call. It'll be 125 to make the call from our small blind, as the bet is only 200. She does fold, so it'll only be 50 more from our big blind to make the call. Margarita Man puts that in, so we have a pot of 675. 3 players going to the flop. All 3 players can win 675 here, and the rest of the betting will go into the side pot. Here comes the flop, 7, 10, queen. The Murder Hornet does get a pair with her Jack 10. She was dominated going into the flop, as she shares the Jack with the Austrian Assassin, and it was a 10 versus ace, and they're both diamonds, so she is well behind, but she does catch a 10, so she is in the lead at the moment. First to act will be the Margarita Man.
You're in.
He's dealing. God dealing.
You're in.
Yes. Yeah.
The Margarita Man leads out with a 300 into the side pot, over to the Austrian Assassin, who's got a gut shot straight draw and some high cards, and a backdoor flush draw. So he's going to make the call and see what might come out on the turn here. Pots up to 1275, 675 in the main pot, 600 in the side pot. An ace of clubs comes out. This gives not only the stronger flush draw for the Austrian Assassin, but now he has top pair of aces. This is devastating for the Murder Hornet, as she is now well behind. She is going to need a 10. She's going to need a 10 to win, a king to chop. We have a lead out bet of 400 from the Margarita Man, and then a raise of all in.
No, probably. There's several ways that I could get
14 on top.
Ooh, this pot is increasing to 36.75. Margarita Man lays it down. All the overages in the side pot go back into the Austrian Assassin's coffers. So our pot settles in at 675. They flip over the cards. Ace Jack versus Jack 10. She's going to need a 10 to win or a king to split. It does not come out. The Austrian Assassin puts a bullet right between the eyes of the Murder Hornet.
Oh. Yeah.
And the Murder Hornet decides not to rebuy, so she is going to have to buzz her way off to the rail, as she is the first knockout of this tournament. The Austrian Assassin just tormented the Murder Hornet, taking all of her chips and then slamming the door with the fly swatter. That doesn't make much sense. All right, so we're at table A. We no longer have the Murder Hornet on the top left, so we're down to 6 players on table A. Our dealer is the Margarita Man. Small blind is the wall. Big blind is Jurassic Jordan. First to act will be the Scorpion King, who folds, as does the Austrian Assassin. Our blinds have increased to 75, 150. Oh, they already did all right. We're still at 75, 150. We have a call from the Mother of Dragons, a call from the Margarita Man, who is looking down at a suited queen, deuce of clubs. Over to the wall, who's going to raise all in with a king 10 offsuit, king of diamonds, 10 of clubs. So he's all in for 500. Fold from Jurassic Jordan, fold from looks like we have a call from the Mother of Dragons. And a call from the Margarita Man. 1650 in this pot. The wall has a chance to more than triple up. So 1650 is in the main pot. The wall is all in. The flop comes out 10, Jack 10. Once again, our player all in gets a masterful flop as the wall flops a set of 10s. The action is over to the Mother of Dragons. She is going to check. We have a lead-out bet of 500 from the Margarita Man. Back over to the Mother of Dragons will be 500 to play. The Margarita Man has a backdoor straight draw. She does make the call. 2650 on the total pot, 1,000 in the side pot. The turn comes out, gets a queen. Now the Margarita Man has top pair and 2 pair, queens and 10s. While the wall has a set of 10s. Once again, first to act will be the Mother of Dragons. Main pot is 1650, side pot is 1,000. A check from the Mother of Dragons, another lead out bet of 500 by the Margarita Man. back over to the Mother of Dragons will be 500 to stay in this hand. She's going to let it go. We're going to pull back the side pots and overages, and we have a main pot remaining of 1650. Our players can turn over their cards as there will be no more betting. And he shows that he has a set of 10s against the 2 pair.
One more card.
A queen will make this very interesting as both players will get a full house. But another jack comes out, so only one full house will take this as we have 10s over jacks against 2 pair, queens over jacks. The Margarita Man did get 3 pair, but that's not a hand that wins. Not against a full house anyway. Once again, the wall doubles up, triples up. Puts another brick in his wall. Nice job by Reggie O. All right, we are back, or staying here at table A. Our dealer is the wall after his triple up. Small blind is Jurassic Jordan. Big blind is the Scorpion King. First to act will be the Austrian Assassin, who quickly folds. Now it's over to the Mother of Dragons, who has an ace 10 suited, ace 10 of spades. It'll be 150 to make the call. She does so, as does the Margarita Man, looking again at a suited queen, queen 4 of diamonds. We have a raise from the wall, looking down at a suited ace king of hearts, a fold from our small blind, fold from our big blind.
That's 500, 575 total.
And then we have a raise all in by the Mother of Dragons, makes the pot. She puts in 575 total, including all of her previous bets.
Yeah, that's 300, 400, 475.
All right, so we have a call. Our pot is up to 1475, over to the wall.
Another all in. So 400,
And he's going all in again. He raises on top.
right? So that's your call there. That's all it, and that comes with that 50. So that's what Diane has a shot at.
Oh my gosh, this pot is huge. 2825.
Jack, it's all that for you.
It'll be 1175 to make the call from the Margarita Man. We're just double checking the count. It's 1175 to make the call. He does. He quickly makes the call with a suited queen. Little surprised at that. But he does make the call. He likes these suited queens. So the pot is up to 4,000 total.
You guys have a shot.
1650 in the main pot. 2350 in the side pot. They can flip over the cards as there's no more bettings. Ace King versus Ace 10 versus Queen 4. Everyone's suited. Spades versus diamonds versus hearts. The flop comes out 5, 6, 9, all low cards. So we do have a backdoor straight draw for the Margarita Man and a backdoor flush draw for the Margarita Man, as he's the only one with a suit on the board. 7 comes out on the turn, so now we have a 4, 5, 6, 7 open-ended straight draw for the Margarita Man, who can get a 3 or an 8. The Ace King is the best hand right now with the top card and top kicker. The river is a 7. It pairs the board. The straight does not come. The ace high wins with the kicker of a king. Is going to take this one down. The wall is going to win 4,000 in chips. The Mother of Dragons is going to lose all of her chips on this round, and she is going to rebuy, taking her secondary bounty disc of the Black Widow. So the Mother of Dragons will have to hit the ATM, and she'll have to rebuy to stay alive. And the wall is doubling up over and over again. So we did have 2 rebuys during that first hour of play, which means that our chip count has increased up to $25,250 worth of chips. And our prize pool has increased to $300, which means that first place will now take $150, while second place can earn $90, and third place can take home $60. So we are now on break in tournament number 4, and the rebuy window is closed. We did have the 2 rebuys, like I just mentioned, as the Scorpion King had to rebuy, as did the Mother of Dragons. So they are both going to play this out with their secondary bounty discs. The donkey disc for the Scorpion King, and the Black Widow disc for the Mother of Dragons. Unfortunately for Katie M, the Murder Hornet, she chose not to rebuy, ending her tournament day a little too early. She kept hitting such strong hands, but they just wouldn't hold up, especially against our tournament number 3 winner, the Austrian Assassin. So we are now down to 12 players. And in seat 1, we have Diane W. with her secondary bounty disc, and she will now be going as the Black Widow, followed by Gary K., a.k.a. the Margarita Man, Reggie O. the Wall, who had such a strong finish to that first session, and Jurassic Jordan is in seat 4, while our Scorpion King, the Donkey Man, that's a little rude, is in seat 5, and Gerhard W., the Austrian Assassin, is going to stay in seat 6. On table B, we had no rebuys on that table in our first hour, as Scott H., Mr. 300, stays in seat 1, as does Stephen S., the Doomslayer, is in seat 2. Bernie the Bounty Hunters remains in seat 3. Amazing Spidey in seat 4. The Scorpion Queen is in seat 5. And Patty DeVille stays in seat 6. All right, guys, if you want any more information about our league, go ahead and go to our website at wingmanentertainment.net/WPL. You can also find all of our content on that website as well if you go to wingmanentertainment.net/podcast, or you can check out all of our videos on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@wingmanpoker. All right, guys, I want to thank you all so very much for watching. Very humbled with our last amount of views in our last video. I appreciate it very much. But while you're here, don't be a stranger. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment on or all that good stuff. You can go ahead and leave a comment on the YouTube channel or on the league website at wingmanentertainment.net. So with all that being said, guys, may your cards be live, your pocket aces hold, and we will see you next time.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.